Hello, everybody. How are we doing again today? My name is Matt. Welcome back to the channel, eBay Postman. So today I got a live for you. Please bear with me. I'm trying to learn how to do StreamYard and all this, but my guest today is going to be Jeff over eBay Addicts. I'm going to try to get him on here real quickly for you. So bear with me just one more minute.
Oh, there he is. Can you hear me?
Okay, I got you.
All right, we're
Okay.
all right. We're good. Yeah, I was getting ready. I was getting ready to text you on Instagram. So hey,
Yeah,
how are we going? We're live now, right?
we're live. Yeah.
All
How
right,
we
man.
doing today, Jeff?
I'm doing well. Thank you for inviting me on today, man. How was your weekend going?
It's going good. Can you hear me okay? Quality okay?
Yeah, we're good right now. We're good.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for coming on here today. I told him just a minute ago, welcome to my channel. I told him I wanted to do some of these interviews with other resellers. One reason is I've been watching a lot of your videos, and it's just good to get, different resellers' thoughts and takes on, what they do as far as reselling. I appreciate you bearing with me all the questions I've asked you how to do StreamYard and everything. When it
Right.
comes to technical stuff, I'm definitely no a genius, but it's really simple and a lot of videos out there for anybody who wants to figure out how to use StreamYard. Really simple, a good
Yeah.
way to connect with other resellers as well. So yeah, Jeff, I appreciate you again for coming on here today. I went ahead and put your channel link in the description, and also
Right.
put your Instagram information in the description so people can go ahead and follow you and check your channel out.
All right.
And
Thanks.
hopefully you'll come back again in the future, and
Yep.
we'll do it again. So why don't you introduce yourself? Tell them your name, where you live out, what you do, and then I'll ask you a few questions, and we'll just jump into the video. I won't keep you on here long. I know you're super busy.
Oh,
But yeah, I
today.
appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, usually Saturday, Sundays are kind of my slow days, so I just kind of relax a little bit. But yeah, my name is Jeff. I live in Tampa Bay area. I am a courier, a reseller, and a YouTuber. So that's about it. And so that's mainly what I do. I have my regular 9 to 5 job. I go deliver packages. If you don't know what a courier is, it would be it's almost like a taxi driver for boxes. And I contact the dispatch on an app on my phone. I'll let them know when I want to work, and then they send me work, and then I'll go deliver the boxes. And as soon as I get the delivery ticket signed and they receive the box, I log off, and then I'm done for the day. So I do that. I do a little bit of reselling. I have 2 eBay stores right now. I got about 6,500 items active right now on my 2 eBay stores, and then I have a YouTube channel on eBay Addicts, and we have new guests every week, similar to what we're doing now. And I have new guests on every week, and the audience ask the guest questions, and we talk about everything from reselling on eBay to Amazon. The other day we were talking about selling merch by Amazon, selling shirts. They were talking about a private labeling. We just talk about different things, and we basically celebrate entrepreneurs and kind of help other YouTubers grow their channels.
Yeah, that's one thing I liked about you is I think with the courier job you have, you can pretty much make your own schedule. You can choose to take orders or not, and you pretty much live the American dream. You make your own hours. You make enough money to exist. You're your own boss. You got side hustles. You got a YouTube channel. You got a lot. Got a lot going on, and that's what I liked about you. And I never really heard about doing the carrier service. How long you been doing that, and how did you find out about it and get started in it?
Well, I wasn't always a courier. I used to work a regular 9 to 5 job, and I used to work for General Electric, and I was a forklift driver, and I was there from 2006 to 2016. So I was there about 10 years, and my job was to drive a forklift, and I would load up GE appliances in the back of semi trucks, and then they would send them off to retailers like Lowe's, Home Depot, Sears, places like that. And so that was my job, and I was there for about 10 years, and then after I left, I had to find something else to do because the company I was working for an American company, and we got bought out by this Chinese company called Harrier. And it got to the point, and they were like, "Hey, we're downsizing. we don't need your department anymore. We're shutting your whole department down. So I had to find something else to do. So, I mean, you know, I tried the regular thing, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Uber, Lyft, without delivering pizzas for a while, just trying to do other things to pay the bills, besides working my regular job. And one day I ran into this guy at the elevator, and I was delivering a pizza for Papa John's, and he was delivering medical supplies for this courier company at the hospital. And at the time, I didn't know. I thought that people that were delivering medical supplies to hospitals were either contracted or subcontracted to work for that courier company, you know, for that hospital. I didn't know that you could be a 1099 person. So when I say a 1099, it's just like eBay. You're 1099. You don't get paid holidays. You don't get paid vacation days. You don't get sick days. You don't, none of that stuff. You don't have a pension or 401k, health insurance, none of that. But the freedom and the flexibility of you being able to make up your own schedule. Here, I brought one of my paycheck stubs in to show you guys. This is a recent paycheck stub. I'll try to pull it up on camera so you can see. So right here is how many deliveries I did for the week. It was 15 deliveries. That's how many I did for the week. This was my gross was 1862, $1,862. So I mean, if you take that gross number times 52 weeks in a year, that's $96,000. That's, you know, almost 100 grand a year. And 15 deliveries, if you chop that up divided by 7 days, that's what, 2 deliveries a day. So I really don't work that hard. Most days I'll work maybe 4 or 5, 6 hours a day, and then I have the rest of the day free to go do whatever I want to go do. And mostly I'll do long distance out of town run. So the way that it's set up, the way that it's structured is every delivery that I get completed, I only get paid on commission, and I get a 60% pay cut, and then the courier company keeps 40% pay cut. So that's pretty much the way that it's set up. So if you guys have questions, I got hired on Craigslist. So I just went to Google, typed in Tampa Craigslist, go to the job section, and then go to the job section and type in the word courier, type in the word medical courier, and then you just apply. And then after you apply, the courier company will give you all the training. They give you the app on your phone. They'll give you a uniform shirt. And then once you have that app on your phone, you're good to go. Once your training is done, all that, you're good to go. And whenever you want to work, I'll text dispatch and say, hey, driver 30, I'm available for work. And then they'll send you work, and you either hit accept or deny. If you don't want to work, you don't have to. But if you want to work, you can. I make most of my money working nights and weekends and holidays when nobody else wants to work. So I'm kind of their go-to guy. So they have XYZ number of runs they have to get covered, and nobody else wants to work. All the work gets funneled to me. And I don't mind it because when I work at night, there's hardly any traffic. There's no wrecks. There's no road construction. There's no toll booths. There's no rush hour traffic. It's just in and out. You get your delivery done and you're on your way. So let's say they'll hit me up at midnight and say, hey, Duff, we need you to do a delivery in Orlando. That Orlando run may pay $100, okay? And then while I'm on the way to Orlando, they may say another run came in Melbourne, and that run pays $165. So now I'm up to $65. Now they'll say, hey, while you're in Melbourne, we have this Melbourne run pickup going to Gainesville. That run may pay $175. Then I get up to Gainesville, and they say, now a Gainesville run came in coming back to Tampa. That pays $100. So it's still the same night. You see what I'm saying? So I went from making $100 to $265. Then you threw another $175 on top of it. And then since I'm in Gainesville already, heading back to Tampa, that may be another $100 delivery. So I don't usually fool with local deliveries. Some of these local runs will pay you 10, 15, 20 bucks, but it doesn't make any sense for me to spend $10 in gas to make 20 bucks and to be sitting in rush hour traffic. That doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, it's just a freelance job, and anybody can do it. I mean, you don't have to have a CDL license. You just, long as you have a driver's license, and you have your driver's license and a cell phone, you can work. Anybody can do it, and you can make up your own hours. So it's a really good gig. Like I said, if you have kids in school, you can log in and work while your kids are in school, and then log off and pick them up from school. Sometimes if my brother flies into town and I need to be there at the airport, I'll say, hey, I need to be logged off at 3 o'clock. Boom, I pick him up at the airport when he flies into town. So it's a pretty good gig. I like it just because you have the freedom and flexibility to make your own hours. And if your paycheck is small, you got nobody to blame but yourself. You can't say it's anybody else's fault. It's all on you. But yeah, man, it's just you in the car, and you can, it's a great gig. I'll take snacks with me. I'll stop at the gas station, give me a big old fountain drink, take some snacks with me, turn on some tunes, maybe listen to a podcast or YouTube video, and I'm there and back. There's hardly any traffic, and then once I get to my delivery location, I'll give them the package. They sign off the delivery ticket. They received it, and as soon as it's received, I'm done. I'm done for the day. That's it. So it's a lot better to me than working, an 8 or 10 hour shift where you're handcuffed at a job for 8 hours.
Yeah, I want to say, hey, to Thrift BCQ, I see he's in the chat. Do you hear a little static in your microphone, Jeff? Did you hear?
I heard static? A little bit, but I think we're okay.
Okay, good. Yeah. So that's pretty interesting. So that's similar to like, DoorDash. You kind of choose what orders you take, and you're just looking for the long runs, the big orders. Kind of with DoorDash, you don't want to take an order that's like $4 or $5 because you're not going to make any money. You want the big orders, and then when you go deliver it, you get orders to bring back or take to another location. So you kind of piggyback off of the orders, and you try to maximize the amount of money you can make in a certain time. Correct?
Yeah, I would compare it to almost being like a taxi driver. Let's say you land and you're at the airport. You need to be picked up at the airport, so you call the taxi company. The taxi company, you contact the dispatcher. Then the dispatcher will contact the taxi driver and say, hey, you need to pick Matt up at the airport at 4 o'clock. So it's kind of like that. That's the only really downside is it's all on-demand work. So there's some days it's slow. You can't give yourself a work assignment. You're dependent upon the courier company to give you a work assignment. So you kind of want to build up a rapport and build up a relationship with the dispatchers at your job and kind of help them out. Because sometimes they're in a pinch. They need someone to cover these runs. And if I got nothing going on, I'll come and cover a couple local ones to help them out. And then tomorrow or the next day, they'll throw me a $200 or $300 run to help balance out me doing these local runs because they know I don't want to do them, but they can't get no one else to cover them. I'll kind of jump in and help them out. But yeah, like I said, guys, I mean, this is only doing right here. If I showed you guys right here, this is the total order count. You can see that means I did 15 deliveries completed for the week, and my gross was 1862. And that was only doing 15 deliveries for the week. So if you're willing to hustle and put the work in, everything that I do, whether I'm on YouTube or the courier company or eBay, it's all commission related. Now, there are different courier jobs do different things. Some of them will pay you a flat rate because they want you to cover a route. There are some of them that pay you per hour. There are some that pay per mile. And then what I do is called on-demand courier position, and we get paid percentage of every delivery that gets completed, like I said. So I get paid 60%, the courier company gets 40%, and I don't have any passengers in my car. I don't have any drunk passengers. I don't have anybody throwing up. I'm delivering a box like this big. It doesn't weigh anything. I can just put it in my back seat. I get to my delivery location, I have a little delivery ticket. Then I put in my app, Miranda or Melissa, whoever signed off on the ticket. And once I get it stamped, I give them a copy. Then I turn the other copy back into the office, and then you get paid every week on Monday. So it's a pretty good gig. It's probably my favorite job that I've had since I've been out into the workforce. So it's not dangerous. I'm not being held up at gunpoint. I'm not being jumped in the alleyway over a pizza or something. So it's pretty safe and it's pretty legit. So the only bad thing is that you're covering your own expenses. So you're paying for your own fuel cost. If you cross a toll booth, you're paying your own toll booth. You're paying your gas. If you need to get brakes or tires, that's on you. But I can't complain. It's a pretty good gig.
Oh yeah. That sounds like a really, really neat job. I'm sure you can take your gas mileage and all that stuff off your taxes, and so you've been doing that a couple years, the courier.
Yeah, about 3 years. Another cool thing is you can take people with you. So if I have my brother or somebody's in town or your girlfriend or whoever, and you guys got to go do a delivery, they can just hop in. You can take your cat, your dog, whatever. You can just take people with you while you're doing your delivery. You can't do that with Uber or Lyft or DoorDash. It's just like, and it's just a box. So yeah, it's a pretty good gig.
Yeah, and I was talking to you and the last before we did the last video, you've got a bunch of items listed on eBay. Is that the only platform you sell on currently?
Yeah, 95% of all the items I sell are on eBay. I have my 2 eBay stores, and then anything that's big or bulkier items that I don't want to ship on eBay, I will sell them on OfferUp locally. And then people will just show up on you don't have to pay any eBay fees or PayPal fees or any of that. Like, for example, I sold a DVD VHS combo player, right? And I sold it for $50. I think I paid, I don't know, $6 or $7 for it at the thrift store. I posted it online locally at OfferUp. A guy showed up. He handed me $50 cash. I handed him the VHS DVD player, and he went on about his way. We met up. It took 2 minutes out of my day, and I got cash. He got his item. Everybody was happy, you know.
Yeah. I've got a bunch of DVD combos I need to list. I just haven't messed with electronics. I've never tried OfferUp, but it sounds like a good platform. So how long, Jeff, have you been reselling, and how did you get into reselling? Did you just start picking up items around your house and sell them? Did you watch YouTube, or how did you learn about it or get into it?
Well, what happened was, I told you guys I was at my regular corporate job for 10 years, and I was driving a forklift. And when I would go into work my corporate job, it was similar to what you were doing, Matt. I would go into work at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I wouldn't get off till 4:30 in the morning, and I was working a 12-hour shift. And you're in this big factory. There's no air conditioning. You're out here in this 100-degree heat and humidity, and you're driving this forklift for 10, 12 hours a day. And so what I would do is, whenever the boss wasn't looking, I would be listening to things. I would have a cell phone, and I would put it like right here under my shirt, and I would be listening to YouTube videos or podcasts while I was at work. So try to learn things. And one day or another, I came across this YouTuber, and his name was Gill Daddy, and he was showing how he was buying all these items at the Goodwill outlets and turn around and reselling them on eBay. And he had his whole trunk and whole back of his van was completely full of merchandise. And I saw this guy, you know, his whole van full of merchandise, and he's like, "Hey, we've been here for 2 hours, and we have, you know, $1,000, $1,100 worth of merchandise that we're going to resell on eBay." And he had he would get blenders, and he would get vacuum cleaners, and then he would chop them up and part them out and then sell the parts of them off. He would get TV remotes, just all kind of things, because, you know, he was paying by the pound at this Goodwill outlet at the Goodwill bins. So I just happened to come across his video one day, and I watched it 2 or 3 times, and I was like, no way. I was like, there's got to be something to this, because at my corporate job at the time, you know, we were making, I mean, I was making probably $80,000 a year driving a forklift at General Electric when I left. But the problem is, it's a union job, right? So every time I got my paycheck stub, I had to pay state, local, federal taxes, union dues, health insurance, life insurance, 401k, all these other things are taken out of your check. So your gross check might say $1,800, $1,900 gross. And after they get done taking all that stuff out, you might bring home maybe $1,000, $1,100 of that. Like almost half your paycheck was gone. In Florida, where I'm at now, there's no state or local taxes. It's only federal taxes. So there's 0 state tax here in Florida. But in Kentucky, like I said, I would get my paycheck and I would look at it, because I'm thinking, man, I'm working 10, 12-hour days in this slave factory in this 100-degree heat. It starts off at $1,800. And then I get it, and I'm like, what is wrong with my check? Why does it only say $1,000? So when I started looking at that, and I was thinking about how many man hours I'm spending working in a factory driving a forklift, and then I saw this guy having a blast buying items at this Goodwill bins and saying, I got my whole trunk full of merchandise to flip and resell on eBay, I was like, well, there's got to be something to this, because it's him and his wife. And it's like, he didn't have an expression on his face like he was lying, like he was dead serious. So I was sitting here and I was thinking, well, there's got to be something to this. So the very next day, I went out to Goodwill and I took my cell phone and I just started scanning barcodes and looking for items to resell. And back in the early days when I was getting started, I was happy to find, you know, a T-shirt, let's say a Flash T-shirt for $3 and sell it for $15. Because, you know, you're just getting started, and anything that you could get your hands on to resell, you know, it's almost like winning a poker game. You're like thinking that you've won this poker hand because you found this item for $3 and it's selling for $15. So yeah, and me and my brother would go out and look for inventory, and we would hit up all the local thrift stores in our area, and we would get, you know, old Sega video games and clothing, shoes, hats, whatever we could find at a discount, and then go home and resell them on eBay. And so that's kind of how I got started on eBay. And I think that was probably 2015, 2016, something like that, when I found out about it. And so I actually got kicked off eBay for a while, and I got back on. So I had a house fire where I was storing my merchandise, and this house caught on fire, and a bunch of my merchandise got destroyed. So anyways, I was kicked off eBay for a couple of years, and then I finally got back on. So right now, between my two eBay stores, I have about 6,500 items, but not all of them are high ticket items. If you guys don't know, on the eBay platform, probably I would say 75 to 80% of all the sales on eBay are items that are $30 or below. So when you're pricing your items above that $30 threshold, you're cutting out 80% of the people, of customers that want to buy something from you. So there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, if you buy a pair of shoes, let's say you go to the thrift store and you find a pair of shoes for $5 and sell them for $50, there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like you can either have an eBay store and you're selling everyday value items, or you can have an eBay store where you're either selling a high volume of merchandise, because my goal is to get the 10,000 items listed by the end of the year, or you can have a smaller eBay store and sell higher dollar ticket items like you do, where you're saying, hey, I sold these pair of shoes for $150, $200. So I brought some items in with me because I get questions from people and they always ask me what items I actually sell on eBay. So I brought some in. I'll give you some examples. So here's some examples here. These are some CDs, and these are new in the screen crap. So these are country music singer. This guy's name is Travis Collins. So if you guys are out somewhere and you see items like this, like CDs that you can pick them up for a quarter or 50 cents, and they're new in the shrink wrap and they don't make them anymore, you should go ahead and pick them up, because a lot of them will still sell for $12, $15, $20 a piece, and you've got maybe a quarter or 50 cents tied up in them. And they don't make them anymore. If you see them brand new in the shrink wrap, I would grab them, right? And then other items that I sell a lot of media items. I sell a ton of DVDs. So like this guy right here, I think I paid 50 cents for this guy, and I think he's going to sell for maybe $11, $12. This one here I paid 50 cents for. This is called The Secrets of War, Shadow of the Third Reich, and I paid 50 cents for this guy, and he sells on eBay for $20. I have a pawn shop, and I buy a ton of video games in the pawn shop. So like this one here is Xbox 360, WWE 2K15, and these pawn shops, they will sell you PS3, PS2, Xbox 360, Nintendo Wii games for $1 a piece, no matter what it is. If it's an older video game, I guess they're trying to clear the shelves, so they'll sell them to you for $1 a piece. So I'll pick up guys like this. This is John Cena. This is let's see, Assault Horizon, Ace Combat. So I pick these up for like $1 a piece. I shop a lot at the Dollar Tree. So I just picked this up yesterday. This is George A. Romero, Survival of the Dead. And if you guys don't know, you can go to the Dollar Tree and pick up these Blu-rays all day long for $1 a piece. This one right here sells for about 15, 20 bucks. And what I do is I'll stock up on them, and maybe I'll go in there and I'll grab 10 of them at a time. So when I come home, I only have to make a listing for one of them. And then what you do is there's a little barcode on the back. You could scan the barcode and it'll show you what it's selling for. It'll show you how many of them were listed, how many of them were selling. But I went and picked up like 10 of these at the Dollar Tree. And so let's say I paid, $10 and they sell for $15 a piece, let's say. So 15 times 10 is what? It's $150, $150. And I paid like $1 for the item. So this is an example of something I picked up. This is called Hobo with a Shotgun. This is another Blu-ray. It's still sealed in the shrink wrap. Picked this up for $1. And this is Tekken. This is from a video game, and I got this at the Dollar Tree. I paid $1 for this guy, and I think he sells for not much, maybe $11, $12, something like that. What I was going to tell you guys, if you guys are out and you're out at a thrift store or somewhere, if you see old VHS tape like this, and they're still sealed and they're new in the shrink wrap, you need to pick them up. Because a lot of these media items like this, they don't make them anymore. And you can see at the bottom, see there's a little security tag on them. It's still brand new in the shrink wrap. So if you see even blank VHS tapes, that don't have no name or nothing, you can pick them up. This is one of them I picked up. This is an old VHS. This is 1001 Rabbit Tales. This is a Disney VHS tape, and you can see it's still sealed. And I picked this up for 50 cents, and I think I have this listed on eBay for 20 bucks. So what my business model is, I try to pick up items for a quarter, 50 cents, 75 cents, $1. And what I like to do is to try to turn my 50 cents into $10. So like, for example, with you, Matt, if you went into the thrift store and you paid $5 for a pair of shoes and you turn your $5 into $50, I want to turn my $5 and buy, let's say, 10 DVDs at the pawn shop sell them for $10 a piece, and I'm turning my $5 into $100. Now, is it going to happen overnight where you sold your pair of shoes for $5 into 50? You got your $50 all at once. Mine is chopped up into 10 different sales. So I'm selling items that are, you know, that are more spread out, but I'm still turning my $5 investment into $100 when I go there. That's what I'm aiming to do. These items right here, guys, if you guys get a chance, these are still, these are audiobooks. Audiobooks sell really well. So if you see audiobooks that are on cassette or CD that are still in the shrink wrap, I would grab them. This one here, I think I paid $1 for this guy, and he sells for $30 on eBay. And this one right here, I think this one's right around the same, around $30 as well on eBay. And you know, if you see them that they're still in the shrink wrap and they're not making them anymore, there's a barcode on the back. You could scan the little barcode on the back, and it will tell you how much they're selling for. And so those, like I said, those are some of the items that I sell a lot of CDs, a lot of Blu-rays that I pick up, a lot of audio books, VHS tapes, video games, and then I sell a ton of DVDs as well. So what you can do, you know, if you're out there and like you guys, I know a lot of you guys shop at Ross and Marshalls, but if you come home empty-handed, you can go look around and check out some of these thrift stores, some of these yard sales, some of these retail arbitrage. Like I said, at the Dollar Tree, you can pick up Blu-rays for $1 all day long. You can stop at the pawn shop and they'll sell you DVDs for 50 cents a piece. But what I have been doing this past year, we had that whole lockdown, right? And we had that lockdown last year. What I've been doing more and more of is buying big wholesale lots of merchandise, right? So, for example, let's say these CDs right here, instead of me going and coming home with 3, 4, 5 items from the thrift store, I've been buying a big wholesale lot. So on eBay right now, you can go buy CDs like this, brand new in the shrink wrap, right? You can pick them up. You can buy 1,000 of them for $400, including shipping to your door. Okay, so at that point, your cost of goods is 40 cents a piece. And even if you only sell them for $10 a piece times 1,000, you're turning your initial investment, which is $400, into $10,000 worth of merchandise. And so you only need to sell 40 of them to get your money back. And then everything from that point on is profit margin. So if you go look around, like I said, you can check out HiBid, you can check out eBay, and then type in wholesale lots of whatever you're looking for. It could be CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, video games, whatever it is you're looking for. My little brother, he just ordered 2,700 TV remotes, and he got them for 50 cents a piece, shipped to his door. So if you order 2,700 of them at one time, that cuts out a lot of your sourcing time. So you're not having to wait in line to check out. You don't have to look for a parking space. You're not spending your gas money. You just press a button and boom, you know, 2,700 items show up at his door. And let's say he sells these remotes for $10 a piece times 2,700. That's what, $27,000? And he's only paid 50 cents a piece for them. So what I'm trying to do is find items like this that's discontinued. So if you think about it, the person is looking for this Travis Collins CD, okay? They can't get it at Walmart or Target or Best Buy. It's discontinued. The only place they can get it is on eBay. And so when they come to eBay to me to get it, I'm the only person that has it on eBay. Now you can start slowly cranking your prices up. So that's what I've been doing this past year. I was selling these for $10 a piece. Now the lowest items I have in my eBay store are $10.99. Now, after Christmas next year, I'm going to start selling them for $11.99. And then slowly, because what happens is you're cornering that market. And then so if you own that category, you cornered that market, then now this item was, let's say in 2020, it was $10. Now it's $10.99. Next year, it may be $11.99. And I'll just gradually start raising the prices up on these items. And I've only got, you got to remember, I've only got 40, 50 cents tied up in this item. So if something happens to it, you know, somebody steals it, the mailman loses it in the mail, the customer wants a return or refund, I've got next to nothing tied up in the item, so I've got very little risk in the particular item. So in a niche, like in a nutshell, that's kind of what I specialize in. CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, video games, VHS tape, a lot of these media items. And then what happens is, Matt, I don't know if you noticed, but eBay recently gave us free listings. So if you have the basic eBay store for $21, the basic eBay store, eBay gives you 10,000 free listings as long as it's in those select categories. So as long as you find items that are in that select category, I can have 10,000 items listed on eBay and pay 0 insertion fee. So which means at the end of the 30 days, if that item doesn't sell, it auto relists, and then I pay 0 fees to eBay for the insertion fees of having that item listed. So like I said, you've got, at most, you've got 40, 50 cents tied up in the item. You're paying 0 insertion fees. You have leverage because you have an item that's discontinued that the customer can't get at Walmart or Target or Best Buy. It's brand new in a shrink wrap, so you don't have to do any cleaning, any testing, none of that. I just scan the barcode, and then I'll either take a photo front and back, and I'll hit sell similar, or sometimes I'll upload, the screenshot of the item. I'll upload that on the background, and you can list 100 of them in an hour. It goes by really quick. So that's what I try to do in the nutshell. I'm sorry if I'm talking too much. Go ahead, Matt.
No, you're fine. That's good to hear. Yeah, I like what you do because it's a low buy cost. You can find your inventory quickly. You don't have to spend a lot of time sourcing. You can buy it in bulk if you want to. You can list it quick. You're not paying any insertion fee. The ROI is outrageous on it. You're paying 50 cents for an item and selling it for $15 or $20. I mean, you don't care really how long you sit on it. It's not like you have a lot of money invested in it. Sometimes with what I do, you have to keep money flowing. You might buy shoes that are, $30, $40, $50, and you kind of need to move that stuff so you can buy other inventory. With the way you're doing, you can buy all the inventory you want. It's kind of like you're investing, and you're just turning your money over and over. You're tripling your money, doubling it. Yes, it's really good. I need to start looking into it more. It'd be a good filler to have in your stores too. And it's good on.
Yeah, and like.
Go ahead.
So, like I said, Matt, when you can buy an item for 50 cents, and even if you only sell it for $10, that's still a 20x on your money because your initial investment was 50 cents. So if you turn 50 cents into $10, you're making a 20x on your money. And like I said earlier, probably 75 to 80% of all the sales on eBay are under $30 or less. So you want to reach all those customers on eBay. There's 187 million of them buyers on the eBay platform that's bought something in the past 12 months. So, and you got to think over the next 10 years, that number is only going to grow. There's only going to be more and more buyers coming to buy stuff online. So that's kind of what I do in a nutshell. And like I said, Matt, as I was watching your video earlier, and you were talking about how you bought, 7 pair of cleats that were the same color. So you would go home and just list them and say, I've got, quantity of 7. Well, I do something similar. I'll go and say, hey, I picked this up at the Dollar Tree, and I got a quantity of 10. So my cost of goods is $10, and whenever it sells, those 10 items sell, it's going to turn into at least $150. You still have to subtract, your cost of goods and eBay fees and all of that. But, you have very nominal risk. You're paying 0 insertion fees. And when you got 50 cents or $1 tied up in the item, you have very low risk. And then the idea is you just want to keep reinvesting your capital into buying more merchandise. And over a period of time, it's going to grow and it'll scale itself, because I make enough money from my 9-to-5 job that I don't even need money from eBay to pay my bills. I can take the majority of that and put it back into buying more inventory.
Yeah, it's really, really smart what you're doing. And too, when you have those multiple items, I always think it looks good when somebody looks on your list and you've already sold 2 or 3 of them, so people are more likely to go ahead and buy yours than somebody who's not sold any of them. So I need to start checking the Dollar Tree, because that'd be real easy for me to do. Just grab, 5 or 10, 20 CDs. So mostly you deal with media and
go
ahead.
The thing is, Matt, I forgot to tell you, if you buy this for $1, let's say in 30 days or 60 days, 90 days, the item doesn't sell and you need to get money back out of it, I can go right across the street to the pawn shop and they'll pay you your $1 for this Blu-ray, and then they'll turn around and sell it at the pawn shop for $3. So if you're in a bind and you're in a pinch and you're like, man, I shouldn't have listened to Jeff and bought 20 of those Blu-rays at the Dollar Tree, and 30 days later they're still sitting and you're cursing me out, you can go right across the street to the pawn shop and bring the whole stack of Blu-rays there they'll give you your dollar right back in cash, right there on the spot. So it's almost like when you're buying a pair of shoes at Ross or Marshalls, and within 30 days the item doesn't sell, you can return it and get your money back. It's the same concept. You're just transferring your dollars into buying poker chips. The poker chips still have value. You're not going to lose on this deal. You can't lose on this deal, because the worst case scenario is you've got a dollar tied up in it, and it could floss in the mail, or a porch pirate comes and steals it, or whatever. You don't care. You've got 50 cents or a dollar tied up in it. In my other eBay store that I have an eBay. It's a replenishable item store. And so what I do is I go to the Dollar Tree every week, and I look for small items like this. They're like small, lightweight items that can fit in a 6x9 pattern envelope. They don't take up much space. They cost $1. And then what I'll do is I'll go to the Dollar Tree and I'll grab one of these items off the shelf. I'll go home. I just buy one of them. Then I go home and take a picture front and back of the item. It has a little barcode on it. And then I'll go home and put that I got quantity of 3 or 5 or 10 in my eBay store. And what I try to do is have replenishable items that resell over and over and over again. And I don't have next to no money tied up in them. So this is a little men's shaving set, right? It's still brand new in the plastic. I paid $1 for it at the Dollar Tree. And then whenever it sells, you could just almost like on autopilot. It just resells over and over and over again. These right here are men's shampoo and conditioners. I picked these up at the Dollar Tree. These sell for $20 a piece on eBay. $20. There's a red one and here's a blue one. And all you got to do is you go to the Dollar Tree. I'll buy one of them and I'll take a photo front and back of the item. There's a little barcode there. You can scan it and see what it's selling for before you grab it. Then I'll go home and say I'll put quantity of 2 or 3 or 5 in the listing. And then once the guy buys it, I'll go walk across the Dollar Tree, grab 2 of them off the shelf, put it in a padded envelope and then ship it out. Like, for example, the other day, this guy bought these swimming pool floaties, right? And I had them listed for $10 a piece, and the guy bought 2 of them, So my buy cost was $2. The guy paid $20 plus shipping for the items. He lives somewhere in Texas, and it took 2 minutes out of my day because there's probably $5 trees within 10 minutes of my house. So I walk across the street to the Dollar Tree. I pulled this little kids, swimming pool floaty thing, pull it off the shelf, checked out, already had a 6x9 pattern envelope in it, put it in a pattern envelope, put a shipping label on it, dropped it in the mailbox, and I was done. So if you get a chance, you can look at replenishable items, because when you're selling these one-off items, you're constantly having to go out and sourcing and looking for inventory. You're constantly in this hamster wheel where you're like, okay, I've sold 5 of these Blu-rays. Now I have to go out and get more merchandise. But if you have something that is a replenishable item, like this is a Disney's Frozen 2 kids shampoo and conditioner. So when you have an item that is a replenishable item, it's kind of on autopilot, and that same item can sell over and over and over again without you having to come home and list 100 items. You could just list one item and put quantity of 10 in the listing, and then whenever it sells out or whenever the item sells, then you take the money and go buy it and then ship it out to the customer after it sells. So if some people don't like it, it's fine. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. But the whole idea is you're just thinking outside of the box of what opportunities exist besides just, okay, I went here to this yard sale. It's 100 degrees outside. I spent $10 in gas. I had to fight through the crowd of people to get deals. I get home. Now I have to list the items. Now I'm dehydrated. I had to wait in line to check out and all this stuff. So that's kind of what I do in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's kind of what I run into as a problem. Is it takes me so much time to source. I'm hitting 10 stores. I'm driving 5, 6, 7 hours. I get home late. I have to drag everything in, sort through it. And I like what you do. I like what you do. It's it's smart. Yeah, it would work for anybody who wanted to do it, who wanted to get started, or just wanted to make more money in their eBay store. So you mainly deal with media, DVDs, VHS, games.
Yeah, 95% of my main eBay store is items like this. They're Blu-rays that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. They're video games like this that I picked up at the pawn shop for $1 a piece. You can pick up VHS tape like this for a quarter or 50 cents. People practically give these things away because they think they have no value. You can go to you can go to the pawn shop and you can pick up DVDs like this. but try to find the ones that are new in the shrink wrap. The ones that are used, you may be able to sell for $4 or $5, $6 on eBay. The ones that are still new in the shrink wrap, you're going to get 10, 15, 20 bucks going up. But you want to get the ones that are still new, get the ones still sealed. So yeah, I'll go to the pawn shop, pick these up for 50 cents. Let's say I buy 10 of them for 50 cents. I spent $5. I turn around and sell them, let's say, for $10 a piece times 10. That's $100 that you got worth of merchandise, and your cost of goods was $5. And like I said, when you're paying 50 cents for an item, you've got next to nothing tied up in it. You just wait for it to sell, because you're not paying an insertion fee. You've got 50 cents tied up in the item, and whenever it sells, it sells. But like I said, there are some of these people that if they're depending on eBay's source of income to feed them and their family, and they need something that moves quickly, that's fine. I understand, but just kind of get out of your niche and look at other items, because you might be walking by profit and not even know it. You know, like I said, you might be walking right by it every day and not even know that, hey, these are profitable items that I can flip and have very low risk, high returns, and you might be walking right by the profit margin and not know what you're walking right by. So it takes a second. Like I said, most of these items have barcodes. You scan the damn barcode and you look it up, and it tells you, it gives you all the information, it tells you what it's selling for. And if you can't make at least a 20x on your money, put it back on the shelf. You don't have to buy it, you know. If you can buy an item for $1 and sell it for 15, 20 bucks, why not do that? If you're paying 50 cents for this DVD and it's selling for $10, $15, you got 50 cents cost of goods. That's it, 50 cents. Yeah. You spend more than that on a pizza or a Big Mac, you might as well do that.
Yeah. Yes, great profit margins. Yeah, definitely. And do you mostly do free shipping or buyer pays, or how do you determine?
I have the customer pay shipping because the post office keeps raising their rates. If you guys don't know, in August the post office is raising the rates again in August. So everything is going to go up. But most of the items that I sell, like this, for example, it goes media mail and it's only $2.89, but I have the customer pay shipping, but then I offer them free returns. And usually 95% of the time, they don't want to return the item, especially if they're getting the item brand new in the shrink wrap shipped to their door. What complaint can they have about that? So, but I have the customer.
If they open it up, they can't ship it back to you, because it's.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm sending you an item brand new in the shrink wrap. Most of the time, they don't even make it anymore, because everything on eBay is all about supply and demand. If I'm the only seller that has this particular item, maybe instead of charging 20 bucks, maybe now I'll charge $25, $30, $40 for that same item, because I'm the only guy on eBay that has it. And so if your demand is here and you're the only person that has that item, you can kind of charge a premium for that item.
Yeah.
But
I need to look into that some myself. It sounds really good, promising. Because you can spend a little bit of time sourcing and find a whole bunch of things and don't have a lot of money invested. And also, I wanted to ask you about your YouTube channel. I know you got tons of videos and different sorts of videos. Tell people maybe why you wanted to start a YouTube channel, and a little bit about your channel, what they'll find on there.
Well, you guys would be surprised if you guys ever met me in person, because I'm a very introverted, homebody type of person. I don't like to go out much. I don't like to interact with the public much. I like to just kind of be at home with my air conditioner and just chilling and relaxing. I'm not an extroverted person, so I'm a very introverted person. So my brother came to me one day and said, "Jeff, why don't you start a YouTube channel?" And I looked at him like he was crazy. I said, "Boy, you know me better than that. Why do I need to start a YouTube channel?" And he came to me and he said, "Well, Jeff, you can help people, because there's a lot of people in the community, like Yo Daddy I talked about earlier, Reyes the entrepreneur, Rally Roots, Rockstar Flipper. There's a lot of other people that are YouTubers in the community that help me along my way on the journey. And they were like, you can just give back to the community. Just see if you can give back to try to help people." And so for the first 6 months of me shooting YouTube videos, I didn't want to be in none of the videos. I was really camera shy. I didn't want to be in none of the videos. So everything was like first person point of view, because I didn't want to be in the videos. I would do like the voiceover and talk, but I didn't want to be in any of the videos. So for the first 6 months, it was like that. And we were just making videos talking about reselling. I showed a couple of videos that teach people how to make money working as a medical courier, but most of them are reselling videos. And I have, 300 videos now made. And that's basically what we do. And right now, most of my videos are just live streams like this. And right now, I try to push and help other people. I know that if I made a video and I made yard sale videos or I made retail arbitrage videos, I would have more subscribers and more views. But I want to do it my way. It's my channel. I want to do it my way. So if I want to, I spend a lot of my time and energy giving back, and I push new content creators and help them. I have about 4,100 subscribers right now on my YouTube channel, and my goal this year is just to hit the 5,000 subscribers. And I try to use my platform to help push other content creators. So every week we have new content creators on. I try to help other people and help them get monetized, help them get their 1,000 hours and 4,000 hours of watch time. Because honestly, guys, YouTube, there, even if you get monetized, there's not a ton of money in YouTube when you're first getting started. I mean, maybe people that have 50 or 100,000 subscribers are making money, but if you're down here and you have less than 10,000 subscribers, you're not making crap. Honestly, I mean, you might make 100 or 200 bucks a month if you're lucky on ad revenue on YouTube, and a lot of the times I just use that money as for drawings and giveaways and give back to the subscribers. Because what is $100 going to do for me? I could take that money and buy inventory, but a lot of the times I give it back to the community. And every so often, like I said, I've had 3 drawings so far, and we've given away a $100 eBay gift card to the community. And the whole idea is just to try to give back to the community. And a lot of times, I don't do a lot of editing on my channel, but what I do is when I'm out at work or I'm out running around doing errands, I will probably take 2 to 3 hours out of my day to research the guests that I have coming on my channel. So every week we have new guests. Last week we had, who did I have on last week? I had the Freeway Flippers on. We had Golden Finger Picker was on last week. We had the 5 resellers, I think, were on. So we have a mixed group of different resellers, and we give them an opportunity to tell their story of how they became resellers, what their niche is, what type of advice they can give to help other people, and also give you ideas and say, hey, these guys are making a full-time living selling shoes. These guys are selling quilts. These guys are selling on Amazon. What is it that these people are doing that I can apply to my business to help me make money? So that's kind of what we're trying to do. It helps me make content, but it also helps the guests, help them get more viewers and subscribers, and help them get watch time. And then hopefully the audience will learn something and say, hey, I learned something from this guy, eBay Addicts Jeff. I watched his channel, and I learned something watching his videos from his guest, or somebody came from a different point of view of something I've never seen or heard of before. And now I can implement that into my business. And now I'm making a 10x more revenue 6 months from now than what I was making before, all because I took 30 minutes out of my day or whatever and watched these interviews. So that's kind of what my whole philosophy is try to give back to the community as much as I can.
Yeah, that's what I really liked about your channel. I mean, it's got, it helps you, it helps the other reseller, it helps the people, watching. I was thinking about it, because what I do, going into Marshalls, Ross, and Burlington and filming all this stuff, it takes a lot of times. And I don't edit a lot, but I know other people, they have to edit for hours. And
right.
I know my videos would be better if I edited more, but it just takes so much time. I'd rather be listening to something or buying something than editing a video. So I thought it was really neat what you did, because you can make a video 30 minutes, just like we're doing now, and it's good content. People learn from it, and YouTube's a grind. You've got to constantly pump out videos to get new subscribers, and it takes a while to grow. I was the same way, and you probably still see now. It's still hard for me to get in front of a camera sometime and talk, but you learn as you go, and you get better, and you get more comfortable, and you learn a lot from reselling and YouTube and all these things that you can just apply in your life. You meet other people that have similar interests in common, and you can connect with a lot of people. If it wasn't for YouTube and Instagram, there's people all over America I talk to regularly that I would have probably never met or never even knew they existed.
Yeah.
It's just weird how sometimes you do get together, whether it's you just DM them on Instagram or you watch one of their videos and leave a comment, and then you become friends for a while. So it's really neat what you do. I like your channel. Like what you're doing. your reselling model is great. And I won't keep you much longer. I know you're busy. Any tips? I think you gave a lot of tips for, as far as sourcing and what you do, but I'm gonna be interviewing some other YouTubers. Any tips and tricks to get started on YouTube, or say you only got 100 subscribers? What would be your opinion, or what would you do to grow your channel?
I have a video on my channel, and it's called my 5 top tips to help you go from 0 to 1,000 subscribers. But the biggest thing that you have to do is you have to kind of get out of your shell. So you have to interact with people like we're doing now. You need to collaborate with people. You need to go jump in other people's live streams and kind of interact with other people's live streams. You want to jump out and comment on other people's videos. Because I have 4,000 subscribers, and every day I still lay in bed and I'm still leaving comments on other people's channels. Because what happens is, let's say Cincinnati Picker has 100,000 subscribers, okay? What you want to do is you want to go to a big YouTuber's channel that has 100,000 subscribers, and you want to hit that bell notification. And when you hit that bell notification, you're going to be the first person notified when that video drops. And as soon as that video drops, you want to be the first person there to leave a comment on that video. Because what's going to happen is, once you leave a comment, those 10,000 people that are driving by and they're seeing this guy's video, they're going to scroll in the comment section and see your comment. And you can just leave a comment, say, hey, thumbs up, great job, we appreciate you, have a good weekend, happy 4th of July, something. And what that's going to do is, it's almost like you've had been a billboard on the side of the highway, and people are going to see your name on leaving comments on other people's channels. So that's one of the things you're going to have to do is, like, I have over 300 videos, and probably by the end of the year, it'll be over 400 videos, and hopefully I'll hit 5,000 subscribers. But you got to understand, we're in a niche market. We're not in a video game market. I'm not, we're not, reviewing movies. We're not in entertainment industry. We're not shooting practical jokes. So you want to find people in that niche that have big channels like Rockstar Flipper, Rally Roots, Craigslist Hunter, some of these big YouTubers. And then what I'll do is I'll hit the bell, and as soon as their video drops, I'll be like the first or second person in there leaving comments on their videos. And then a lot of times the YouTuber will see that, and he'll highlight your comment. And now you have 10,000 people that just saw your comment that you just left on YouTube. So yeah, man, as far as growing a YouTube channel, don't get into it thinking that you're going to make 10 grand a month from ad revenue from YouTube. I mean, there are some YouTubers like Rake and Profit, for example. I talked to him last week. He has 160,000 subscribers, and he only makes about 3,000 a month from ad revenue from YouTube. You want to kind of, like I said, you want to get out of your shell. You want to leave comments. You want to collaborate with other YouTubers. You need to just put out, content. And also what I do is I post it on Instagram. So if I'm got a new video going live, I'll drop it in the community section. I'll post it on Instagram, and you want to market and advertise your YouTube channel. So think about it like, let's say, Matt, me and you have a bakery, okay? Now, in my bakery, you just put the welcome mat on your bakery and just say, I'm open. And me, I'm out here flagging cars down. Hey, come to my bakery. Come to the bakery. And we have neon signs. We got all kind of crazy stuff. We've got all these floats, and we having all this attention that we're bringing to let people know that our bakery is open. You have to kind of think whether you're reselling on eBay or whether you have a YouTube channel, think about it as you having a brick and mortar store. Think about it, if I had a brick and mortar store and I had a bakery or I had a coffee shop, what would I do to drive traffic to my channel? You understand what I'm saying? So what you want to do is you want to be like post on Instagram. You want to drive traffic to come check out your YouTube channel that otherwise wouldn't, right? Just like we're doing now. I posted on YouTube and Instagram. It's like, hey, come hang out with me and Matt on eBay Posh Man, and we're trying to bring in traffic and generate traffic and push them to your YouTube channel, so you're getting a new audience to come by and check you out. So, but yeah, like you said earlier, I learned from other resellers, and I learned different business strategies and tactics. Like I had the $1 Million Peddlers on, and they were the ones that gave me the idea of, hey, man, once you corner the market and you corner the niche, now I can gradually start raising my prices up. That's what brick and mortar companies do. They corner the market and then they raise their prices up. But yeah, you want to be able to do those things. Like I said, comment, collaborate, and kind of get out of your shell a little bit. And remember that, people that are on YouTube, they have 10 other people they can be watching. They don't have to come watch your channel. You want to provide some type of value add to this person when they're coming there. You want them to leave and say, hey, I learned something today from watching Matt's channel. I come up with 2 or 3 ideas that I can implement in my business. Because when people are on the internet, they're either looking for information or they're looking for entertainment. That's it. That's it. They either want to be entertained or they're looking for information. So if you can kind of provide a mixture of information and entertainment, you got gold. You're just gonna have to be consistent. That's probably the number one thing, is just be consistent, put out videos. There are days when I just don't feel like it, man. I'm just honest with you guys. There are some days I'm tired, my stomach hurts, it's pouring down rain. I'm not in the mood even close to putting out YouTube content. But you have to be consistent, and you have to remember you have subscribers, you have viewers, you have friends, family members, your friends that are counting on you. So you kind of got to make time to do it even when you don't feel like it. You know, I'm not the best person to ask as far as editing, but if you want to ask me questions as far as leaving comments and collaborating and being consistent, I'm good on all those areas. And then, like I said, over time, it's going to grow little by little by little. And, you know, the main thing is I try to help people get to that 1,000 subscriber threshold to help them get monetized. Even if it's not a lot of money, it's a start, you know.
Yeah, those are definitely great tips. And like I said, you got to get out of your comfort zone. And just start making videos. I mean, the first videos I made are terrible. The ones I make now are not that good, but you just get better as you go. You know, you learn different things, and also, like you said, you'd be surprised. You know, there's big YouTubers, there's big resellers. You'd be surprised if you just reach out and DM a lot of them, how many will respond back. You know, there's going to be some people I might ask, hey, you want to do a live? They're going to say, I ain't got time, or, you know, maybe not even respond back. But you'd be surprised, like you've realized, the people you reach out to, they know where you came from. They know how it is to start and try to build something, and they're willing to help you. I was surprised that, you know, big YouTubers and resellers, you know, I'm not nobody now. I just DM, ask them a question. They'd respond right back like they knew me forever. And that really surprised me about a lot of them, how genuine they are. And you find that out a lot about resellers. A lot of them are just real genuine people, and they just like connecting with other resellers that got a lot in common with them. So yeah, great tips. Just start and just keep working at it, and just keep grinding like everything. I definitely respect your hustle in YouTube and your courier business and reselling. You definitely got a lot of hustle in you. Enjoy what you do. Love your channel. Good guy.
Thank you.
I won't keep you on here anymore. You got any closing remarks to say to the people?
Yeah, I just wanted to say a couple things, guys. With your reselling business, there are 3 things that I find out that people have a hard time with. One is listing. You guys need to get in a zone, come up with a schedule, come up with a routine to sit down and list items. Because, like, if Matt finds a pair of shoes at Ross for $20 and it sells on eBay for $100, that's great. But if he doesn't list them, they're not going to sell. So you need to figure out a way that you can get the items listed. Maybe it helps you have an accountability partner. What I'll do sometimes on my YouTube channel, I'll go live and say, hey, we're doing a listing live. Everybody come hang out, and, you know, I'll have somebody else on live with me, and we'll just sit down and list items together. You know, my brother calls me every day. Hey, did you get your items listed on eBay today? So you need to list items. You need to be able to reinvest money back in your business, because I see a lot of these people that are, I'm not calling anybody out by name, but I see a lot of people that make good money reselling, and then they'll take that money out and go on a vacation, or they'll take that money and spend it on stuff that instead of reinvesting it back into their business. Because, you know, you got to think, if I take $100, I know I can turn that $100 into $1,000, right? I know I can do that if I invest it into my business. But if I take that $100 and go spend it on buying a new watch, what's my rate of return on that new watch? 0, right? So you want to get into a routine to list items. You want to reinvest your capital back in your business. And the third thing is that I would tell you guys is try to have a very low lifestyle. Try to have very low expenses if you can. You know, like I said, there's a lot of people that make 6 figures a year and they're living paycheck to paycheck. So if you can try to reduce your expenses and try to get out of debt, you know, if you try to get out of credit card debt, if you have a car, get your car loan paid off. Whatever you can do to reduce your expenses, because what that's going to do is that's going to free up your time, and you're not going to be enslaved to work in a corporate job you hate for the next 50 years of your life. You want to reduce your monthly expenses as much as you can. Like, I'll give you guys an example. I was with Sprint for, 8 years. and they kept raising my rates, and I was paying $200 a month with Sprint. And one day I switched from Sprint to T-Mobile, and now my cell phone bill is $50 a month. You know, I was paying $300 a month car payments and plus full covered insurance. Then I paid my car off, and now my car payment is zero. You know, I was paying maybe $1,200 a month in rent, and I downsized to where I'm at now, and now I pay like $350 a month in rent. So whatever you can do to reduce your monthly expenses is definitely going to help you out along the way. Because, like I said, just for one example, if I was paying $1,200 a month in rent down to $350, I have all this extra capital that I could reinvest back into my business instead of me flushing it down the drain in rent or car payments or, you know, student loans or credit card bills. Just try to reduce your monthly expenses as much as you can. I don't talk a lot about personal finances on my channel, but just be cognizant of it, because you're only going to be living this life once. That's it. You know, once your turn around the world is over, it's over. That's it. You don't no redos. So try to reduce your expenses. I know it's hard. I see people all the time driving a brand new car, and I'm like, hey, I make 6 figures. I could go out and buy me a new car, but is it worth it? Is it worth it? That what 6 months later that new car smell wears off, and you're still paying $600 a month car payments? Is it worth it? You know, so just keep that in mind. That's all I have to say for today. But I appreciate you inviting me on the show, Matt. And if you guys want to come by and check me out, I'll have new guests on my YouTube channel next week. You can check me out, eBay Addicts YouTube channel, or you can hit me up on Instagram. I respond to all my emails and all the messages on Instagram, and whatever I can do to help, I do the best I can to help the community.
Yeah. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, those last tips are definitely worth anybody listening to, you know. And sometimes we learn that the hard way, you know, stay out of debt, live within our means. We don't need everything we see. And if we do want it, we should be able to pay for it in cash, you know. And
I'm with you.
Yeah, less debt, less stress, you know, and just figure out, you know, what you need to be comfortable to live. You can always upgrade. You can always get a better car. But, you know, if you're saving money by driving that used car, go ahead and drive it for a while. The new one's going, as soon as you pull off the parking lot, it's going to start losing.
Right.
It's going to start losing money. Somebody's going to open their car door at the grocery store and put a big dent in the side of it. So yeah. The main thing with reselling and with what you're doing is just the freedom of it. You know, you're happy, like you said. You're not in chained to a company or relying on them to provide for yourself. You're going out there and hustling, and it feels good, doesn't it? Feels good to be able to do that.
It's nice to be your own boss and make your own work schedule, and you don't have to be stressed out about nothing. So it's a great gig if you can get it, guys. Great gig. So hey, I appreciate you inviting me to come on the show and hanging out with you today, Matt. Thank you, bro.
All right, thank you, man. I'll talk to you soon. I appreciate everybody that watch. Like I always say at the end of my videos, everybody stay safe out there. Take care. God bless. Keep hustling. We'll catch you on the next one. We'll see you later. See you, Jeff. Take care.
Bye, guys.